One of the things I wanted to talk about today was these, this first levy. These are. Because we wanted to make sure we collected all of those. I would have kind of wanted to be able to, keep track of all the bits and neighbors first. Yes, sir. Yeah. It's a fun.
How are you?
Golden.
Yes,
Jason Leland.
Jason, Rensselaer County.
Yeah.
Nice to see you, man. How are you?
Yep. No, you can't sit here, don't get out of the way.
You can stay here with me.
No, you know, that'd be a little cozy in one seat.
Yeah, that'd be fun.
We have a quorum. Do you want to move any of the action items up on the agenda? Or do you think we'll be able to get it done before 10:30? I think so.
So we're ready to call the order?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So we've got, February 20th, 2025, meeting of the Albany Philippines Corporation. And, involving myself and Vice Powers are here. And for Nelly, Gary Nathan is here. For the Jackson, Tom Williams here. Troy and those are there. Yeah. There's only the morning, line.
Yep, Mike Miller's on the online.
Morning.
We've got Maggie out. And, Mark, Spiglione and Tom White from CBMPC, Mike Miller from the Joe Lincoln team. And from Rensselaer County, Sewer District, we got Jason Wheeler and
Jared Klein and Andrew Leland.
Rensselaer County Sewer District is kind of an advisory to the board. They just haven't necessarily been attending meetings recently, but they're interested in participating as we're going ahead here. So
We'll always have donuts and coffee for you.
yeah. So that's a roll call. The minutes would be the next order of business, I think. I saw kind of few things that needed some adjustments. We're making page 3 of the minutes. I think in regard to the bottom bulleted items. There's something in regard to Newcastle, I think that's in regard to SSS 12. I'll make a note, that's referred to as Fleet Street. And I don't know what this bullet that said issuing a PFC approval for advertising in DDC.
I think this time, Amy used the AI companion notes,
Hmm,
which may have resulted in some errors.
Possibly.
uh,
Is that the invoice list?
Hmm?
I can't, having a hard time hearing the invoice lists.
No, Amy used the AI companion from
Oh.
Zoom, which generates notes.
Yeah. It says, information requested, those, sure, okay, this is J. Was that, is that correct, or was there something?
Which page was it?
Third page.
Yeah, that is quote from behind. We got approval to advertise a little C by DEC. With DEC approval, we were able to advertise a little C.
Let me just. Yeah, if you want to make a note, little c is referred to as STCF dash 04.
Yes.
And that was. And did they request information about the procurement of that?
We had a,
That usually is just certification, you
I think they did. I can't be 100% sure because they also, we got requests about procurement and whatever for the WIA. So we had to fill out some of the forms on procurement. And there were a few other things that we had to fill out also that were for WIA. So some of those forms are filled out. I'm not sure if it was just run-of-the-mill EFC or if it was regarding the WIA grant.
okay.
Is it material or do you want to strike it? Material to the record of the meeting, or can we just strike it?
You remember this being discussed? Must have been something.
I'd probably discuss something because otherwise it wouldn't be in there.
Okay,
Um,
you leave it?
we probably ought to leave it. But modify it indicating that EFC approved. The little C project SP. Oh, SPOC -04.
Yeah, you see it.
Whatever, nice.
Okay. And on this last page of the project updates. That, Beaver Creek. It says speed testing, that's a ghost response testing, it should be ghost response testing. And the next line where it says school district, I think it's supposed to be sewer district.
Sorry about that.
And I think that's for the post-construction compliance one. Instead of the post-construction. That's our EC. Post-construction compliance by BCCMP.
Something like that.
Um, Yeah, that, I think we needed to continue to have discussions, maybe keep that on the agenda, as an agenda item,
Mhm.
is that, we have to figure out, not for 2025, but for 2026, how we go back and to those transits to the river. Because we're not sure we have the county sewer district with a open that we can work with. I don't know if you guys that are on the board, have any idea about.
You want to buy a boat?
Yeah, we don't have a vote.
Well, we could ask our police department about whether that might be possible, but we also have a boat we use on the alcove. But we're hesitant to put it in the Hudson River and see them.
Yeah.
Can we fire department? Oh. Small.
We could just ask Riverkeeper to do the monitoring, right?
Well, that's, we need to do that, and also needed to know whether we're gonna involve the joint venture team more in the sampling protocols and program, or whether we're gonna use our own forces. To look at the sampling. Well, the county, I think, helped with some of the Tuca coal farming. What's going on.
Yeah,
So,
Is it premature to ask Mike to work on a proposal for the sampling, or do you need to make a decision whether you want to do it internally?
I think we just need to put it on the agenda, and we'll just make sure we'll keep bringing it up, but.
I think we're looking into whether Arcadis has a boat that whether we could use or not, or just from a performance standpoint, do we have what we need or not?
Yeah, if we could all kind of think about it, there's an option for, we might use for, it's a river worthy boat. You could say up the one for.
yeah, we gotta check with the county because, one about the availability of the boat, two, even personnel, because they had a lot more personnel back in 2008 than they do now. So, I think that might be more problematic than the boat. But we gotta check.
Yeah, boat and crew.
I know we have at least 2 boats of various stages of decay we could get. Or river worthy, one I can think of, we have a boat for the reservoir that's actually halfway deep, so we could use that. We just need people to like collect the samples. Be a good like team building exercise. We could all go.
Yeah, yeah, I think it's,
Can we rent the Dutch Apple? Is that an EFC eligible expense?
Yeah,
no, the Captain JP.
yeah, we could get the JP, yeah. And find a way to take out the USS Slater. Oh, yeah,
Yeah, I could go for that.
yeah, that'd be fun. Yeah.
Okay, well,
But seriously, I can look into,
yeah,
one of them we put a decent amount of work into, and then the other one was like a leftover boat that we took from the fire department years ago. It's just it's like a 60-foot Boston whaler, the other one's a little bit bigger, I'll look at that, so.
yeah, we can all look at some options.
Okay.
Think about how we might go about it as economical as possible. And that next bullet about OC submission, that's goes, and that April 1st needs to be notice to proceed is the bid on it. And Van Buren Street, waiting for final change order. I think that was pretty much as discussed, but that, that would be SSS 13. On the list of projects. We could make some changes with those items.
Sure.
Then
Next
have a-
meeting date is also
For the next meeting date,
for the minutes.
Right.
the next meeting date.
Well, when we left the meeting, that was the meeting date.
Was undecided.
Yeah.
Well, could I have a- Second?
Okay.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Okay, financial report from Tom White.
I think no particular big news, so I got a few $100,000 last month, 10%. This month we will get over 10%. Double budget. Rents we did pay is a small amount of money, so our cash balance is now $73,000. We have accounts payable at this point, some $40,000 with what's going to go in today that our bills that is on the CSO out. So Chris, I need to have a chat with you at the end of the day, meeting here to make sure we're on the same page with cash. Okay.
Then we have about 95,000 due to us for administration from the local government efficiency grant, and those bills have been submitted.
That's good.
So good shape, basically, with the exception of some people.
Yeah, we got I know you've been working on some. So I don't know, is there a status of data?
I've got the year-end reports getting put together, when I was doing with Rensselaer, trying to make sure that because they want to pay their bills. I found a discrepancy in some of the open invoice reports. The total was right, but there were open credits that weren't showing up, so there's open invoice reports that I issued. Had some additional invoices that I actually paid. So I had to fix that, and I'm in the process of doing that and getting that out. For the most part, it's, again, older information, monies that came in 2018 in there that weren't posted cleanly. So I have to make sure that's cleaned up. As we start paying this out is when that old problem becomes a real headache.
Yeah. Well, I guess just for people that. Yeah, we've had kind of looking at invoices each month. Part of the thing is we've been using EFC, they've only done money things, so it's sort of like we're approving invoices, but we don't necessarily have the money until we have to dispersing it. So we're that was one of the things that I wanted to see if I could get from the other communities. Each time there's a payment out from EFC, there's this letter that kind of shows the status of grants and finances and what invoices were paid. That's that. So I'd like to see about getting those. I know Anthony, I'm not sure whether you're planning these as a organization. There's a woman, Allison Hopeck, that we issues those out of the city.
Okay.
And, yeah, if you can find out.
Is this what I spoke with Karen about the other day? Okay,
Yeah.
got it, okay.
So you put in your disbursement request, and when they pay it, they send you a signature. Tells you. It's how much they pay on the grant part, how much they pay on the financing part. This particular one is the first payment we had against 1404 charge, which we'd like to be able to pay the rest of the Grand Durance Street stuff. I just haven't that to be dispersed yet.
Yeah.
I don't know if you have an update.
They have all the stuff, so everything up to date, utilization plan and waiver and everything is good for Lee and company. So I just haven't heard back from them yet. That was as of, let's see, early last week or nothing. But maybe it's time for me to kind of check in to see where that is.
Yeah, we have another one this Tuesday weeks.
Yep, and I'll hop on that, so maybe we can iron it out.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, so, yeah, another reason why I wanted to get these from the. Is we're trying to keep track of, because our, particularly Albany and Troy, we don't necessarily match up. These various fundings. I think that we've been paid on, you should be able to be paid on.
Right.
We've been paid, and, because there's a lot of money
On the O1.
on finance.
Yeah, and that's, I reached out to Paul 2 days ago to try to set up a meeting with him to see if we can, get some of that dispersed, so, yeah.
So, anyway, that's sort of. So where we are, so we're done with the financial report. If anybody has questions for Tom. Then we'll move to the invoices.
Thank you.
So we've got. PHA for Manor Avenue. And they got a website, Annex. Yeah. We got Goes in Lucas, it was Fleet Street.
Correct.
But that's not the last payment.
Oh, that is the last payment. Payment 10 is your retainage. No.
So this is it for Newcastle.
Yep.
And the Fleet Street, good. And the Western Company, our auditor, and the we'd see. And I think we've passed all of those on. All the nonsense, so. We just, I think we're over $200 into the Luisi's project now, and
Mhm.
if we. And I can get that dispersal and
Yeah,
differently, so. Anyway, can I have a motion to pay our invoices? Maggie, second,
I'll second.
and Gary, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. So, I think we kind of discussed this EFT disbursement thing, already. So we could go to project updates. And, Gary, you've got a couple of projects. You want to just update us on later and let's see.
Manor Avenue, we're in the process of trying to finish up the engineering report and turn around and submit it. It's doing Mike's having an internal review on that right now. So, I expect that, there will be something shortly coming out so that we can submit it. Everyone is in agreement on what the scope, but they just gotta fine tune a few things. So. And Manor Avenue, the consent order dates are out, so there's no problem there.
As long as it's
Yes. Yeah, the grant was 50,000, the contract amount is 72,000 or whatever, which means 22,000 is what's gonna be vital most communities. Little C on that one, that is out on the street right now. I got a pre-bid meeting next Tuesday. We received bids March 4th. Bids March 4th. I'm getting a recommendation on that March 7th. I'm taking it to the council on March 11th. We're gonna have a special meeting. Hopefully the numbers come in decent. If they come in anywhere near estimate, it'll be approved at the March 11th meeting. That'll give us time to get the contracts signed and issue the notice to proceed late March, so we meet the April 1 deadline.
once you guys, Little C is a CSO satellite treatment facility, it's a screening facility.
Yep.
Is that just fancy or does that actually have some?
It's got some mechanical, it's got a couple of brakes on the streets. We're modifying an existing regulator. The existing regulator is on interceptor. So that essentially talking about, right now, it's got a mechanical mechanism that controls the flow. And it's almost like a half section of pipe. So as the flow gets restricted, flow backs up a bit and then it overflows. And it goes down into a large shaft, and then it goes out to the Mohawk River. That goes into precast units that are probably about 5 foot wide by 10 foot high that discharge to the river. So that is our largest one. So DEC had put into the consent order that because it is the largest overflow, it's also on the interceptor. They want the floatables out. So we'll put screens on both sides. So. About $1 million worth of construction cost.
I think I was previously having. Portables, sense that.
One of the many projects that we've had, one of them is one of our other CSOs does have a screening. It was done prior to me going back to go. I was done around 2002, and it's a large CDS unit screening, and it's on one of the stone arches. And the discharge is on the side of the cliff near the Cohoes Falls. So the flow comes down, it gets intercepted, it goes through this large CDS unit. Large meaning like 20 feet, 25-foot diameter. And, the solids end up going down to the center. All the regular water gets led through the screen. It then goes back into the channel of the stone arch and then takes it out the cliff. And after the event gets done or whatever, everything, all the solids get pumped back into the interceptor and away she goes. Yeah, that was about $1 million project back then.
And, Albany had to put in portable control facilities at Main Lane, Steuben Street, Orange Street, Frankenwish, at the Olympics, and as well as putting in this Beaver Creek. Project. Screening was, so. So that's up and running and now it just has to go through its dose response testing. Now, and, on the east side of the river, there wasn't a requirement for any voltage control facilities. So I guess that's the other thing we needed to keep thinking about as this group is they're really supposed to be cost sharing on Beaver Creek's project, all the Northern's projects, amongst the communities. And I know Mark's talked about we probably need to set up a separate IMA taking it forward because it really the details of that really aren't covered in the existing IMA. And I think Chris has been trying to set up, maybe he has set up with budget office of Albany to be able to track the costs.
Yeah, we're trying to track it. We should have some sort of, I think estimate for the next meeting, what we think the annual spend will be at Beaver Creek, which was split up.
So that would be on the same percentages that we had talked about previously.
Do you think those numbers, I mean, I'm glad to see that there'll be numbers, but do you think that that'll be normal number? Or do you think that those numbers might be off a bit because of the startup?
We won't have a year in the.
Potentially, yeah, we'll, it'll be a flexible, I think, we'll come up with a best
Well,
estimate. Yeah, there's gonna be a couple, we have your utilities, there'll be a couple people, their salaries. We've set up some minimum supplies, and I put kind of huge amount. But yeah, we'll take a guess at it and revise it.
Okay.
And I don't think we put a number in the agreement for the cost share.
Yeah,
Because
I'll have
it'll
something for you.
be a moving target, you know?
Yeah,
Right,
but I think the method for the accounting.
Mhm.
So.
it's going to depend upon what.
Right. Yeah,
So Albany has a couple projects that are gonna eliminate a couple of.
Oh, wait, hold on, Bill. I'm sorry. I was gonna ask Gary. So if you don't get approval at the March meeting, is that our cue to notify DEC of delay?
Yes, but I don't anticipate that.
Okay,
I've gone before the council enough times. If I tell them, explain to them what the alternatives are, I have no doubt that they'll approve.
good. It's good to be the king.
Well, I'm not the king. I just have a whole dose of reality.
You have your grant, all to keep.
We're still in the process, just like with all the state grants and whatever. There's always a couple of other additional pieces of paper they need. So, to answer your question, no, we're still in the process.
So it depends on whether bids coming up.
Exactly. I mean, we have an idea what bond resolution should be, but I won't know until I see the number.
Okay, so Albany has a couple of, regulators to be eliminated. One of them is in this area that was recently being the slot or something. But, we think we're gonna push ahead. Just because based on existing conditions, just things like that. What's gonna happen with the area? Referred to as that we part, it's kind of popular. And the other one is Skyler, which is, everyone that's thinking about hopefully housing with their steamboats for it. And so those two projects, we probably have a big, big matter. Thanks, Tom.
All right, thank you.
Thank you, John. And the CHA's working on the further engineering report for that. That leaves Andrew, you've got your cross street
Yeah.
lighting project that.
Yeah, I just reached out again to DEC and the FC, you know, because that has the same, like, a notice to proceed to construction for April 1. So they made comments on our plan, send it back to them. I'm still waiting to hear back from them. So I said, you kind of need to get an answer so we can get moving on this. You know, this needs to go out to bid for construction. So
Yeah, for an April 1.
yeah, for a start.
Notice to proceed.
Yeah, so just another fun thing I'm dealing with. So yeah, I need to get an answer from them soon. Liam from DEC said you should be hearing from EFC, you know, within the next couple of weeks.
But there's only 6 weeks left.
Right, I have a very limited amount of time. So, yeah,
I mean,
So
we
it should
put
be-
out Maybe 2 weeks, but that's kind of slim.
yeah, right, even if it's supposed to go out for a month, then it's not much time really. So I
You don't have a month.
Yeah,
So we gotta tell them that there's gonna be a delay.
I would say yes, yeah, but I'd like that to happen the right amount of time. I don't see it right now. So,
Okay,
Well, if we have to tell them it's gonna be delayed, I would be nice to be able to tell them what a big date was in this.
right. Okay. Let me do a little more research with them. I'll get back to you.
okay.
I'll let you know. Yeah, thank you.
Yeah. I think, we can read because of EFC, DEC,
Yeah,
issue.
they've had it, we sent it in on that date that it was due. You know, so they've been reviewing it since then. They came back with like a comment, you know, so we had 3 different alternatives, what, you know, the lining, just like, a piecemeal, like replacement of a section of pipe. And, or like a do nothing approach. And so they're kind of, it's back to them to, you know, either review and agree with either option A for the lining or B of the lining and the. Smart repair. Yeah, exactly.
So they still haven't approved the engineering report.
I guess, yeah.
Seem to be getting pretty picky about that.
Mm, mm.
Okay, that's all of our projects. We've had like 50-some projects.
Mhm.
But, you know, we get settled with some.
Right.
We didn't really form this organization until May.
Yeah.
This is the next on finance. Signature 15.
Right.
Yeah, this isn't one,
So it's
just
been-
came away
Been a while.
before it's like the trunk sort of was down. And that those 3 words.
Anything else? Dan, you're in this pretty much a wrap to add some cleanup to do or something.
No, that's pretty much done. I'm just waiting for EFC to agree with the utilization plan. Mike Boudris is, you know, okay with everything on the, you know, technical side of it. So now I'm just waiting for the monetary side of, you know, the utilization plan and that. So that'll be something I bring up on Tuesday as well.
Yeah, I guess one thing that happened with Letcher County School District is we recently had to sign an amendment. Dates on consent order.
Variation.
Study, some study that had to be pushed.
I'm not sure of the study. I think there was a couple of items tied to the aeration project, like bypass clear height and iterate, basically. That's all just taking off that project, it's just mobilizing the ground, but I'm not sure of the study, so.
uh, I guess we all had to have our mayors and be signatory to that. But I think we all kind of thought it really didn't have to do with necessarily with our arrangement between the communities in regard to cost sharing and so forth. But there probably is some due date compared to that, but we might have to be looking at. So do you have a copy of that?
I believe Eric Gardner was involved, I'll have to speak with Derek and see what.
Yeah, you might just want to see, we're supposed to give notices of compliance or non-compliance if you're doing that for this.
You don't know exactly what the study was.
I don't,
It's not a consent order project, but it was a modification to the permit or
it
what?
was,
The permit date or something, wasn't like a change of a date in that.
no, there was something that it was really just for Rensselaer County Sewer District.
Right, pertaining to them, and then we all had their, mayor, just that sign, and get it back, yeah, I remember that.
Had to do with some follow-up that regard to the treatment process.
Yeah, I'm guessing it had to do with the aeration stuff. The study. I don't call it.
I don't know if it was the follow-up to that in terms of raising the snow.
They want a capacity evaluation or something like that.
But I could send you that and we could just check for next time what the if there was a deadline associated with that. I guess that one other point of business, Ryan Waldron from DC was thinking he still hadn't necessarily sent him all the paperwork in regard to Beaver Creek's compliance stuff.
Mm-hmm. He sent me an email on that.
Did we get that resolved?
I don't know. It's not resolved if I had to resolve it, but I'll get on it.
Yeah. I think we're gathering all the signatures and. But you may want to just check with Ryan and see if there's still something that we need. I think we brought it up in regard to our vendors. It's all the squeeze.
Mm-hmm.
That was. So, any other business that we need to discuss, or we, anyways, we did, have a motion to adjourn.
I'll make a motion.
I'll second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed?